come to wait a damn minute.
So tonight, we'll be talking about courtship. Courtship. I'm saying it right. Courting. In relationships. But before we get started, I'd like to shout out some of our sponsors for tonight. And it'll be Blase Boutique and what's the other one?
Speedy and Credit Repair and Consulting.
And who is in charge of that? What's the young lady's name?
Shantia Scott.
So if y'all need some credit repair, it's Speedy Credit Repair. Miss Scott is the person to contact. You need something pretty, and she's actually running a piece of Blase clothing.
Correct, honey. So comfortable.
So look them up. Blase Boutique, look them up. So tonight, again, we're gonna be talking about relationships and courting. And when they brought this topic up, honestly, I had to look up what it actually meant, because that is a term that we don't use that. I think sometimes back
it was back in the day.
Older people, and
Now we don't say
courting. And me and Lonnie was talking a few minutes ago. It's like we thought courting meant flirting and being grown.
Right.
But it's actually
I'm going to say, girl, and then now they coping and courting. The whole time, you know, we always change around our slang of words. So
Right.
now I'm saying she's saying coping.
Coping, me too.
The whole time she's saying courting.
court. That's how my grandmother used to say it too.
So
And I'm like, y'all, I didn't even know it was spelled like it's spelled, because I didn't have reason to look it up. So I'm like, oh, I thought it said coping.
right.
Actually, I think it was probably better back then. I think relationships was taken more serious back then, because actually, to me, I think these songs and the generation we in now and social media, I think that kind of interrupts from people that really want a real relationship.
Right.
Because you have to court first before you get married. It's like courting and dating are two different things. And it taught me something when I looked up the topic, because dating is really something to do.
Right.
You can date 5 people. That don't mean you actually sleep with all 5 people.
Right.
Or does it mean that you want to marry all 5 people? To me, it's like it's something to just do.
Courtship is more so like we on the court and it's just me and you playing this. We in this, it's building a one-on-one. Because courtship leads to marriage. So and so I think of that as like we really in the court.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. But you know,
But you
back
have
in
to
the day,
say, like, you both got to know we in this for marriage.
right.
But who was you gonna say?
You know, back in the day with older people, but you know, back in the day, that's what they did. They didn't do a lot of dating. They graduated school, whatever, and then they prepared themselves for children and marriage. Or marriage and children, I should say.
Right.
Where now, you know, it's like, I don't want to just talk to him, or I don't want to just talk to her, you know.
And it's
So
almost like,
that's why they
it's almost like you pick your mate, and while you're courting, you actually learning that person, all the deep dark secrets, the good, the bad, the ugly about the person. You're actually the ugly stuff, the good stuff, and you're actually preparing for marriage.
Right.
So, how do y'all feel about people today? Y'all think men even want to do that? Like, I just don't see that happening.
Well, now that I just really came into, you know, got a little bit more insight on what it really is, now I start questioning my own relationship. Like, am I dating? But I know that this is something that I want long term. So does it have something to do with that? If you know you're in it for the long haul, you know, and so you want something out of it. You want to get married. But these days, I don't think that a lot of people take the word courtship serious.
I don't think I think people, again, like I say, social media play a negative part of this, because some people be fake up there. It's for show. You want the best impression. To where when you're courting, you just let it all out. Like you don't have a special outfit. You catch them when they're not together, when they are together, but they both have to be on the same. It can't be the female want to get married and the young man is undecided. You have to both know I'm in this for the long run and I'm getting married. But I think now, because I can say that some of the terms they were using, I should be saying I want to court because at my age, I'm 41. I want to be married. I want to get married one day. I want to be 50. Right, I was. Yeah, I don't know why it was going to come out. I don't know why it was going to come out. That's right. I don't know what it was going to come out for. But I was saying, I think you scare these guys when you say, I want to be married. They run from that. I don't think it's out there like that.
Why? Why do you don't think it's out there?
Because I think everybody is looking for something. And I say that for men and women. I don't think I think they doing it for convenience sometimes or just let's see how it play out.
I think what it is too that now with our generation and everything, that it seems like we have it mixed up with dating and courting. You know, like we just said, all three of us really just found out that it's dating, then courting, then marriage. I always thought marriage. I always thought that if you was courting, like my grandmother used to say, I thought she was saying like in our today's terms, or you just messing around with them. You know what I'm saying? Or you just talking to them or whatever. I didn't take it like, oh, you thought you was preparing yourself to marry this person. No. Right. So therefore, it really was just dating, right? But now I think with us, due to the fact we removed the word out of our vocabulary, we just say either messing around with them, you go with them, that's your girlfriend, that's your boyfriend,
you just humping
them, you just humping them. We don't even say none of that. So that could be the reason why, you know, and then maybe that could be the reason why when you're talking to somebody, they might not want to get married, you might want to, or vice versa or whatever. So that's not really laid out like that.
So that way again a minute, break it down. People start using courting. Because I'm going to tonight. I want to be in a courtship. But that's when you're in a courtship, I want them to check in.
I mean, dating is that stage. So you have to date first. And dating is that stage that you have to go through. And then you can, it is. So that's why you're able to date multiple people in a courtship.
Right. You have to figure out.
You done dated them people and then you done almost narrowed it down to the one you want to enter that courtship with.
Right.
That's true.
Okay, so we have a question. Do y'all think it's a time frame for dating and then a time frame for courting?
I do. Like Lona just kind of answered that. You kind of they can flirt at the beginning, and then you both decide if you're gonna both want to be in the courtship.
Right.
And that's how you know, because you can't say you're in a courtship and you still on dating.
But at the same time, I think when you're younger, maybe you should date.
To get a feel of what you want.
Right. To get a feel, learn, especially like if you do like a 19, 20, 21, 22. You're still kind of young.
Right.
So I don't think, but back then, you got married at 15.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I believe the question is asking, like, do you think you should be dating for about 5 months, then, okay, hey, we're trying to move on now to a next step?
I think that really depends on how long you take to know that person.
And then, too, is, again, when you're dating, you have to kind of get a feel, is that what you both want to do?
Right.
And if not, then
let me ask you guys this. Do you think that now in our day, right now, that when people get engaged, that's when they start doing courtship?
It seemed like it. Yeah. It seemed like because the term has been buried away.
Right.
That's to me. That's when it's after you read the definition of it. It seemed like to me, yes, when they engaged, that's when they start doing it. But I think that I'm gonna bring it back. I went to courtship, and when you courtship, you're supposed to know exactly what you want, and the relationship, and like basically like a prayer. Like what type of person you want, what kind of companion you want. It's like you find out the type of person you want, and then you ask, we in this together. Like the communication have to be open. It can't be while you're doing this courtship. It can't be miscommunication or you assuming anything. It has to be open communication.
So are you gonna date first, or you just gonna jump right into courtship? How long are you gonna date? What's your date time frame?
I guess I could start out dating for a few months, and then we could take it to a courtship. And also, I learned during courtship that you can get a promise ring, and the promise ring represents commitment, and that goes into engaging, and then get married.
Oh, so it's levels to this.
It is. It is. Okay.
Do you feel that people can date on social media? And that's for all of you.
What you mean date? Like find their mate on social media, or dating and do a lot on social media?
I know a good friend of mine. She's engaged. They got one more relationship in me, and she went on a date site. It wasn't actually through Facebook, but it was a date site, and they actually doing awesome.
Yeah.
And so I know people that had bad experiences. Right. It all depends on who the person is and their maturity level.
Right. I think you can meet someone on social media.
I just don't.
I think a lot of relationships transcribe from social media.
And it started with that sliding board, where they sliding that DM or that inbox.
A lot of successful relationships.
Yes, I heard that too.
That starts from social media. So I definitely think that it starts on social media as far as dating.
I think so too.
Okay. Then do y'all think that the dating process is the time to do a process of elimination?
Yes.
Yes, because actually you go through all of that, but then even though you're courting, sometimes courting doesn't work. It doesn't go to the level of marriage, and that's okay. Actually, talking to some of my coworkers, and they're much older than me, and they didn't mind sharing anything. That's like a little, I walked around and asked them questions, like a little survey, and just asked them about courtship. And sometimes they actually one of them was in a courtship, and it didn't work, and it's okay. Right. All of the court people that get together to support, it does not work. Right. And you can make it work, but most guys, they don't deal with one of them. They don't like one of them. They don't like to talk about one of them stuff. Right. They hold in stuff.
That's true.
I don't know why they do that, because we want all of it. We want our feelings, how you feel, and how do you like this, and what's your dislikes, your likes, and you learn the person in your courtship. But if right. So when you're courting, you're learning them too.
It's good to narrow it down while you're dating them, I would say, because you enter a more serious level. So if you dating them, like you said, would you be able to are you able to eliminate? Yes, you're gonna eliminate a lot of your guys that you're dating, because you could be dating 5 guys at one time. And not saying that sex has to be involved in every guy that you're dating, but it's something that you just don't like or see in the other ones that you're gonna weed out, because some of them don't even want or even consider commitment. Exactly. That's all they want to do is have a little bit of fun and go out. And
they want to stop and
to me, this day and time, to me, it seems like dating is a waste of time.
Why do you say that?
Depending on, because most people play games. I mean,
they don't go to the next.
I'm just saying, when you're dating, you having fun. Like she said, you're having fun. To me, it's a waste of time if you're dating for a long period of time, is what I'm trying to say. Because, like you said, it should be short, and it should be, we're going to take this to the show, we're going to take this to the next level. And then you date somebody for a long period of time, that's time wasted, that's money wasted. To me, it's just a waste.
No, I don't know about that, because it depends on how long it might take you to get to know that person. But you can still enjoy that person. You can still.
No, because that's what courting is, Ms. Gorilla. You're learning them during the courtship.
No, you got to learn them through. You got to know that one first. You got to know the name of these. You know the middle name. Of course that. But listen, when I learned about courtship, dating is first. But while you're dating, you don't tell them everything. You don't share everything with them. But when you're courting,
You share some of the things.
Yeah, you might not
You can't
share
share things on a date because when it don't work, they don't learn stuff about you that you.
That's the same with courtship.
But we're guilty of that. We're guilty of sharing things with someone that we might think that we're gonna get somewhere with.
Right.
So you don't always know the levels of y'all relationship while y'all dating. So you might be open and honest with this person, and they might be open and honest with you, that you feel like you can share certain things with them during y'all dating.
Right. That's true. Right. But also, I mean, from taking my little survey, other people, courtship isn't easy. It's not easy. It's work.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
You're moving towards marriage.
Yeah, it's work to it. So, you know, they have their issues. It's work to it. It's not easy. But it's more of a commitment because that's what the promise ring comes in. I want me a promise ring soon.
Well, I was
But I
thinking
know a couple
courtship
people that have a promise ring.
Right.
But I know a couple people that have received a promise ring during their dating stage.
Right.
That's because they're not using the term because courtship has been buried away. And when again, they're going to bring it back alive. Courtship is bad.
Now,
2020 is bad.
now courtship.
Who brought it back? Wait a damn minute.
Being engaged, and you get an engagement ring versus a promise ring. Why you need a promise ring if you're getting engaged?
Same thing. That's because they had a whole funeral for courtship. We don't CPR that jacket about that. We don't want that. I like this. After reading and learning about courtship, I actually like the term, and I like that.
And you're gonna use it.
I'm gonna use it a lot. I am.
Chivalry might wear it out. I think a lot of people's perception of marriage is negative due to what they've heard from other people or what others' experience have been. What do y'all think?
I agree. I think that like if you're one that's borderline about whether or not you want, some people know automatically they want to get married. But then, like myself, when you're borderline and you don't know if that's something you really want to do or need for it, then based on prior experience of seeing other people, then that could be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a problem, like, oh, I don't want to get married because this one and that one doing this, or this one and that one, that's 6 months. I mean, because I know almost everybody I know that been married.
But you can't look at people's situation.
And that's true.
You can't compare yourself to nobody else's
And that's very
relationship.
true.
And sometimes us women, and I'm kind of bad at that, I'm quick to compare myself sometimes because I put a post up recently and said, I need ugly people be glued up, and I'm over here lonely. Like, what's going on? But I do that a lot. Like, when me and my homegirl be out, especially on tips, I'm like, my stomach big hanging like that. It's not, she got that nice looking man.
Yep.
And what's going on? So we need to, number one, don't compare ourselves.
Right.
All right. Do you all feel that most ladies find themselves dating the same type of guys and end up with the same results? Londa, can you answer that for me, please?
Yes. That's why I discussed it a few months back with a friend of mine, and I was saying how we get so wrapped up in one type of guy. So when the other one come along that you might have to step outside the box and deal with, we're not attracted to those. But then you get so wrapped up in and constantly asking yourself, well, why do I keep ending up with this, going down the same path, and in the beginning it's like this, and then that's why. It's almost like it's a gift and it's a curse, because you're dealing with something that you're dealing with your kind of people that you're used to dealing with, with the looks and the money and whatever, however, the size of it. But then soon as you go out and date somebody else, don't think that they probably look better than you. They probably don't have as much money as people that you used to date, or probably, got a good job and, is more so homebody and clingish too. Not used to that. Used to someone that won't, so yes. The answer to that would be, I do think so.
Okay. Now, how many things should you have in common with your potential mate, and on what level, Shantae?
I mean,
You still get
should
it.
you have in common? I don't know if there's a certain amount of things you should have in common. I do think you should have Well, this is what I'm gonna say. I think you should have some things in common, but not everything, because if you have everything in common and nothing is different, you don't really have a challenge in your relationship. Sometimes you need that little, because like if I like to
compromise.
right, if I like to go and do bungee jumping, and then they like to do bungee jumping, but they might say, hey, I don't want to do a bungee jump. I want to do skydive. So they can teach me something different,
Right.
other than doing the same old thing that I do. So we got to have like,
Okay, now, Sheeta Rock, we have a couple questions for you because you talked about this promise ring. So we have somebody that says promise ring with a question mark. Then we have someone that says, what do you give a guy? What give a guy for a commitment if he is giving you a promise ring?
What give? I don't understand.
It's saying basically, what's going to make someone a commitment if he's just giving you a promise ring?
The promise ring, and it might be, it didn't say that when I looked it up, but the promise ring, from what I researched on courtship, is basically saying a commitment to you to not be courting with anyone else. My commitment is with you, and we will continue to learn each other and to merge. That's what I got from when I researched it. The promise ring, like Londa and Smith just said, is almost like an engagement ring, because, like, you know, we don't use it anymore, but that's probably basically, it didn't say that.
it was like a promise that we will accord. So basically y'all come into agreement after dating.
And the couple that I spoke with, when she was actually courting, it was something they agreed on. Their relationship, and give you a little piece of what I learned today. Their relationship was long distance, and they kept in contact and they communicated with each other. It was consistent. It wasn't one day here and talk to you for 2 weeks. They talked every day. They shared with each other how their day went. They were interested in how each other day went, and they had made a plan. About the promise ring. They had discussed it. They both was on the same page. Because again, you can't be here, he here, like you gotta do the same shit music. They discussed the promise ring, and they said the next time they would see each other and hang out and spend the weekend together, they would switch promise rings. They would, you know, do their little thing. And that was just something that they done, and it was called a promise ring.
Oh,
Which probably, like you said, could be engagement.
I remember
a commitment.
the promise ring when I was a teenager.
Oh, really? I haven't gotten one. I always dreamed of getting one.
Okay. What is an ideal date for each of you? What is an ideal date for each of you? Londa, you can start.
An ideal date. An ideal date. Like where we going?
Maybe an ideal first date, possibly.
Oh, first date. I'm really like a little boring on the movie side, so I wouldn't call it an ideal date. But I like to eat. So let's go somewhere and sit down and eat and do a lot of talking and, you know, getting to know each other. For the first date, I would say let's go to a nice restaurant and eat some good food and stuff like that. Or, you know, because after you get to know a person, I think that's when the other date starts to come into play. What you think?
Okay, go get it.
I think so too. My ideal date, of course, I like to eat everywhere. Oh, I love to eat. I like a good old restaurant, but I like to do a lot of talking too. When I'm comfortable, I talk. Only when I'm comfortable. So my ideal date would go somewhere, have a real good conversation, eat some really good food, and that's pretty much my ideal date. Hang out, even if we can go out of town on the first date, that would be the perfect date. I mean,
Okay. Cheetah Rock.
My ideal date would be, of course, talking, but I want them to make all the plans and surprise me.
you want roommate.
Yeah, like, I want to be serenade. I want to be like,
Oh, sure.
yeah, I mean, like, surprise me. Just tell me how to dress, like, be ready and get dressed and, like, surprise me, because I'm kind of simple. It's the small things that make me happy. I'm easy, like I'm really easy. But of course, I like food. Live band would be nice, something different. Like I don't know, I would want them to make all the plans.
So you pretty much want them to like romance you, come after you.
Yeah, I want to be cheap.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some things you look for when dating to be able to eliminate the people that aren't compatible? What are some things that you're looking for
good conversation. You can, with me, it's like, I'm kind of funny. I can talk to someone. And I'm more so, I like people to stimulate my mind. If we having just a basic conversation, it turns me off. I'm more so of a, you have to stimulate my mind, then I show interest. I show interest, then you have me, interested in what you're talking about, and I'm listening. But if you're talking crazy, and you're not really talking about anything, or if you say anything sexual on the first date or anything, it's automatic.
Exactly.
It's cut off.
It's alright.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Please do not. Let's not speak on sex on the first date, not even the second.
Right.
Let me as a woman do that. Yeah, bring that on to you so then you can, that's a no. That's a definitely no.
Well, I like a good smelling man. Like, that, keep yourself up. I like that. And I'm not even big on light skin or dark skin. I'm not big on that. I will say I want a man that's shorter than me because I'm not this tall. But yeah, the conversation got to be very interesting. And I don't need anybody that's uptight because I laugh a lot, I joke a lot. I don't need anybody that's serious. Like, I need somebody's energy just as goofy as me. And don't be so uptight or serious because of a certain way they feel like they can't relax. They say let their head down because I'm not loud and obnoxious. Like, I have a good time. I love joking. That's me, because for me to sit there and act all flat, it ain't me. And I'm not shy.
Right. Don't talk too much about what you got and don't do so much on yourself. I don't want to hear about that. Don't talk to me to death about your ex relationship either. I'm really not interested in that.
I just don't want nobody shorter than me because
what?
I was thinking
want nobody shorter than you.
I don't need to be looking down at nobody. I want to be able to reach up. I'm sorry they're short, but I just don't want this.
So do you think that your courtship might come with dating somebody outside the norm? Yeah.
Another conversation I had someone say I be comparing my past relationship with what I want, and that's not true. I really do want stability too. Like, I don't need them to have no big fancy car, but I want to know your goals. Like, what's some plans you have? You can have some type of stability, something positive going on. Like, what you trying to build? Like, what you working toward? Like, some type of goal and stability they turn me on too. Somebody know how to say it.
And they're short though.
They're short. And then it might not go nowhere.
So you say you want all these things, but you're passing it up because of their height.
Right.
It depends, y'all.
They can't have
so would you date somebody shorter than you?
Would I?
If they had all the qualities.
If they had all the qualities, okay, let me say it like this. Would I initially be interested in a person shorter? No. But if they came to me and they're talking, and then we got to talking, and they, they become really interesting to me, and they talking to me, and they massaging my mind and all of that, yeah, I probably would.
I mean, who knows?
I probably
who knows?
Try to see what happens. If they need all the other qualities,
you're right. Who knows? At this point, I want that short of me, and I will speak for a kind. I know she want that short of her, because that's her son. She's already short. Then let me hear you say you want somebody shorter than you. They said, Lana she go to the door. Then what? Then what? Because you already short, my girl.
What if I think that it was shorter than me?
Y'all the same height. Y'all right there together. They got like 8 taller than you. Now I'm talking about here. You would look down here. You can hug your wish or something.
I mean, you're saying, that's what I'm saying. So you want, that's what y'all saying. Me dating somebody shorter than me is midget height. I'm not telling y'all to go. They have all the qualities and they're considered a midget. Like, no.
Alright, okay, forget it. Webster, where you at? Webster, have you got it down? I'm gonna take Webster. Well, I'm gonna go back to the Webster. Where are you? I date you. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, sometimes, you might have to step outside the box because that might be your package that you're really looking for.
And that's true.
So you have to do, like you said earlier, process of elimination. You might have to compromise. They have 1 through 9, but they just don't have number 10.
So where do I go to find this to even start the process of elimination. Where do Sugar Rock go? I go places. Nobody's
maybe
approaching
because
me.
you're still looking for the same thing.
Nobody's approaching me.
Maybe you're still looking for like the last one.
No, I'm not. Nobody approaches me. I don't think
But you know what? Do you think that maybe nobody approaches you? Maybe
they don't. Where they don't approach me. I'm serious. What do I need to do? Nobody approach me.
Maybe because when you see them right, they might be coming towards you and they're short and you turning away.
No, I don't, because I talk to everybody.
But you might
talk to
be
them like that, like I'm open for you to talk to me for the date.
I'm friendly and fun to everybody. Like, hey, like yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people might take that in an aggressive way.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what. Yeah, like you.
I don't know how to come off on her, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Go to
I have.
Grill. Maybe you Grill.
Mm.
We need to go to Twisted Grill this weekend. Maybe you'll meet somebody.
Oh, okay. We'll try that.
Okay.
I have someone that says, how about ladies plan the first date? What do y'all think about the ladies actually planning the date?
I think that's good too.
See, that's 2020. That's
Yeah.
our generation.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Actually planning the day.
I think I would do that later.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that right on. I think I
Oh,
plan
Yeah. I would.
You did good.
If you talking to somebody and you're interested,
You a good itinerary. Like you plan stuff for
Why
us.
not?
Yeah, I think I plan all my dates. So
You do? Yeah, they don't plan the day.
And sometimes you have to do
And even I don't think even before him when I was dating, like if I was going out on a date, guys always say, "Where you want to go?" They never really. Oh, I'm gonna pick somewhere. I've never really had that get dressed type of guy and say, "Get ready, we about to go out."
I want that though.
Okay, so what about like chivalry? Do you feel like chivalry is dead, or how do y'all feel about it? Opening your door, closing your door, pulling out your chair. Is it a turn off if they don't?
Somebody open my door. I remember like, what you doing? Or they go pull out my chair. I'm like, what you doing to make me fall? Yeah.
Oh, you do that?
Because it's not something that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to sit down and somebody will pull up my chair, the first thing I would think is, what you trying to do? Make me fall? It would be cross my mind. But I think that's good though. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. I think it's good. But how many times have you been out? They pull out your chair, opening your door, throwing down their clothes so you can walk over the puddle of water. You know, all the good stuff you see on Lifetime and then movies.
Yes, and even the Hallmark movies. How they fall in love 2 days before Christmas and then get married?
I mean, I don't want you to open my car door. Or
Although
my father has always to this day, he will not let a woman that he's ever been with open their car door. So he always opens the door. He always, and one thing I'm not gonna allow no guy to do, I'm not about to open the door if we walk into a door. Like I'm not about to.
Oh yeah.
Now I ain't gonna let you. I'm not about to do that. So I think I'm big on that. Cause I just feel like this. Why do you have to open the door? Why are you walking in front of your man to open the door for him? It just don't even seem like.
That's true. But what if you already
don't
walking,
seem
now
like
he's already walking, and you said, oh, I want to go in this store. You would step to the side, people.
I have done it before. Yes, I have done it before.
No, if we're going in two different, I'm saying if we're together and we're walking in the same direction in the mall, in the library, in the grocery store, you open the door.
That's true.
I mean, it's a main entrance to the mall.
Yeah.
It ain't no, or it's slide doors and we're going to walk in together. But I mean, if it consists of going to a restaurant and you,
It's good.
like I
Yeah,
said,
I think that's nice.
the car thing is good, is how it's supposed to be too, but I'm really big on the door. Like I would actually stand there.
You know, I'm not going to stand there.
Oh yeah, I stand there.
I'm just going to open the door.
No,
So I think that's my
I'm
thing.
not
Like, I
touching.
do a lot of stuff. Like, certain things I'm just not going to wait for someone else to do. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, that might just be you thing because if you get a man like that and you're gonna probably. Have you ever had a man like that in your life that you open the door?
But if we walking and I get to the door first, I'm not gonna stand to the side and wait for you to open it. It's like, no, I'm trying to hurry to get on in here. I'm opening the damn door. It don't matter. See, stuff like that don't really matter to me. It's the other things that matter to me. whether you open the door or not, you can open my door, but then you be a piece of crap outside of everything else. So you doing number one, but 2 to 10, you a piece of crap.
So
No,
do you want,
I don't care. I open my door and you be good. You pay for this food, or you know, you do this or you do that.
is that expected from like your first date? Like if you go out with the guy for the first time,
For the
are you
first time?
expecting him to pay for it?
If he ask me out, yeah, he gotta pay for it. Sure, yeah.
And I need to tell that way about that.
If he don't,
If he don't pay for it, we won't have a second.
Exactly.
okay.
Right.
I mean, I just want to.
No, we won't have a second.
Right.
We won't have a second.
So you have a problem with that?
Yeah, we're going out.
Who says that he has to pay for it?
Especially on that first date.
Who says that?
I do.
If you say, I'm coming to pick you up, shit about get dressed, I'm coming to pick you up.
Do you say I'm treating?
Well, do you
He
actually
said,
think?
I'm picking you up.
You actually think? You actually think I'm gonna pay if you say get dressed, shit around? Absolutely not. I know
But
you're not.
independent women like doing everything, but, you know.
And that's what I think.
Yeah.
They should know. But this is
Opening your own door.
But you know what? I will pay for the
Put
picture.
your
Not
investment.
the first date though, but I will pay. But something that I have done it before to let them know.
But sometimes
Exactly.
I can pay for this thing. I'm gonna just let it know that you know that I can pay for this.
Right. And what if it's a guy that you've been talking to for a while, it's y'all first date, y'all finally get around each other, and you just want to surprise him and put a little twist in it and pay for the date? What's wrong with that?
there's nothing wrong with that.
So why you say sorry?
I feel like if I just met you, right? Like if I just met you,
Right.
and then you say, "Hey, can I take you out?"
Right.
Yeah, you ask me, "Hey, can I take you out?" We just trying to get to know each other, so I'm gonna go ahead on the trust you and go out to dinner with you, and I'm gonna pay for food too. No, but now we already talking and we've been dating.
Right.
Oh yeah,
There's nothing
pay
wrong
for
with
that
that.
time. I pay for that, but
I'm saying on the first date, and y'all just met, and he picks you up and says, and if you do just so happen have to pay for the bill, because supposed to don't have to pay.
No, cut.
no, I'm not.
No, matter of fact, you ain't gonna do it.
Damn, bitch, you want to open her door?
If somebody comes to you little short stuff and say, get dressed, Pine, I'm taking you out, and you get there and say, I ain't got it. I just bought you tennis shoes.
Right.
I'm
I'm gonna say, give me my check. It's like, how
But
can
damn
you
it. I know you lying.
I got pay for it.
Anybody that know her, I know you lying. Anyway, go ahead. What kind of question we have?
Now we have a few people that's speaking about the chivalry. We have someone says you have to be taught those things. A lot of men grew up without fathers in their life, myself included. I had to learn a lot of those things from experience.
Yeah.
And then someone said I taught my sons, and they still do it. They're in their 20s. So, Lana, do you teach your sons that?
What
As far as the chivalry, yes.
my sons hold doors too. They won't like not opening the door and stuff like that. Like I haven't taught that, but they have seen my father do it. But as far as me teaching them, no, I don't. I have not. I would be lying if I
And I kind of feel like
But
sometimes.
I think it's just normal for them to do it. Like when we walking in the house to the building, and my kids hold the door until I get in the building. They hold the door for me. Whichever one is late.
I feel like sometimes that's why it's a shortage of men that's really like ready for commitment and stuff, but they don't know how.
They don't have.
They don't know how to even date and do stuff.
They
like
almost
that.
think that it's the wrong thing to do. They almost think they so messed up. They almost think that it's the wrong thing to do is to date or to go into courtship or to want to get married. And it's crazy because back in the day when it used to be so big on it, people wasn't having any kids before marriage.
And the thing
Lots of
is,
people get
when they doing the courtship, it's very important to actually meet each other's families. See how they treat their mother and see what type of family they from, because that's part of like you get married. Believe it or not, you're not marrying just him. You're marrying the family. So when you're courting, that's a good thing to do is meet the family.
Yeah.
So what if the family? I don't know, because you might can meet the family. So do you think that's gonna have something to do with even if you meet the family and you're in courtship, you meet the family and then they're really like rejecting you, right? They don't.
Family?
Yeah.
I mean,
You think that's gonna into
I don't
being
think you
with
should have
the
a-
relationship.
It probably wouldn't go in a relationship,
Right.
but at least you will have an idea where he comes from. And then meeting the family, you can have an idea why he does certain things.
Right.
It's still part of learning him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because every family, somebody got somebody in their family that's dysfunctional.
Yeah.
I have it, you have it.
I have.
Everybody have
Yes.
someone in their family that's very, very, very dysfunctional. And
I'm a bit dysfunctional.
and you need to meet when you're hopping into marriages and their commitment, meet the family. Because it'll tell you a lot about the person you're dating. If you don't meet the family and then you start noticing, oh shit, my wife is crazy. And then you finally meet the mother and you're like, okay,
That's where she got it from.
this is exactly where she got it from. And see, that's why you stuck with the crazy ass wife and mother-in-law. Because you didn't take the time to see actually where she comes from or where he
What
comes
about
from.
the husband?
Or where he comes from. Right. Or where he comes from.
So what about if you're dating and during your dating stage, you get the other person pregnant? I mean, you get the guy gets the woman pregnant before they even met the family, or they even
It's a big no-no because
you just don't. It happens.
it does. And
It happens.
and you need to be careful because Down syndrome and sickness and stuff and different dysfunctional things. Now you're pregnant with it. You're pregnant with it because you didn't do your research. So that's why it's important that we're coming to you live from Wait Again Minute to tell you courtship is coming back. It's important that it come back.
It's important to date to level it out.
Right. Wait Again Minute.
Wait to have the baby at least once you enter courtship. I would have probably did that. Do you?
I probably would have to. I can't say I was young. My first relationship, I met his family, and I liked them. They talk to me and treat me like that. So I like them.
See, a lot of people philosophy of the family is they're not fucking the family. So
And that's true.
and
That's why things don't work.
about your family,
Right.
and how they're gonna feel and how they're gonna feel.
And you don't have to get along.
Because people marry people,
But this is
marry people
this is
every day
about-
that don't have a relationship with the other person, with their spouse's family.
and you still somewhere down the line,
Yeah.
something. And it can't be but just be mindful when people say they don't deal with their family. Something going on.
Yeah.
You courting somebody with 5 personalities.
No,
You gotta get to know them
You
people.
you might be dating the one that is skipped.
And that's true.
And that's true.
You could be dating the one that is skipped. That they be dating.
Because you can
like,
take good
I don't know what's wrong.
and then dysfunctional.
Some people are really ashamed of their own family and the way they act towards them and towards the people that they bring around, that they probably wouldn't want to bring a good thing around them for them to mess that up too.
It's good to say that too, but it's nothing wrong with her. I think you're right. But it's still nothing wrong with that's when I'm gonna dig some more. On now my mom was good to learn.
I mean, of course, do your
Okay.
investigation. Do your investigation. Do all, but I don't feel like that should have any.
No, it's a part of it.
Mhm.
It's not the main. It's not the main part. It's not the foundation. The foundation of courtship is communication. But that was one snippet of respect of it.
I think
it's learning and meeting the family.
Yeah.
And you have to get along with the family.
Right.
I think the foundation. A lot of people say it's communication. But I think it's respect.
That's just part of communication.
That's true.
Now, do y'all feel that spending money and going out to dinner should be part of the first date? How about if I walk in the park or something?
That was so different. I would love that too. I would love
You
to.
have to go out.
You have to do dinner all the time.
I mean,
I never been
right,
there.
right.
I don't know about y'all.
We can go exercise for our first date. I mean, and anything can be.
I probably want to do something different because actually, to be honest, I haven't had a real date. If I sit back and just look back into my life, I have never really had a real date. I haven't. So where they say, get dressed dress Sheeta Rock.
That don't necessarily mean that ain't a real date. That's just.
I haven't had a date.
You want.
I haven't had a date. I have not had a date. I haven't had a date.
You haven't went on a movie date. You haven't went on a dinner date.
No.
It wasn't considered. Why weren't they considered a date to you? Because you have been out with the guy one-on-one time.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this would probably sum it up. I started dating my first relationship was serious. I was very young. I was 16. And then, I dated him for almost 20 years. And I was a young adult. I had babies. I moved out. My first date was probably pumping out in the apartment. My first key to my basic income apartment was my date. We started young. I was with him for so long. And after him, Sheeta Rock has not had a real relationship at all after that. And that's probably about 13, 14 years ago.
So you had it stuck in your head for almost 13, 14 years now, that, well, you really just don't even know what a real date is.
I don't. That's what I'm telling you. I really, really don't know because I started so young. And when you started young, you don't have a car.
Right.
And then, and then when you kind of do get a car, we already went there, had kids in our first apartment. And, and we didn't take the time to date because, I started young.
So even after that, y'all still didn't go on a date then?
That doesn't count.
So what's in exchange?
I have been out. No, it does not. No, it does not. It wasn't planned properly. It was not a date.
It wasn't the date you wanted. The hallmark.
That's not a real date.
So any guy after that, you haven't been out with them one-on-one, spending time with no guy that you was dating?
I haven't dated anyone.
So you haven't went out to no dinner with just you and a guy?
No.
No movie?
I've been to a movie.
So that's considered a date.
No, it's not a date.
So
I drove. It's not a date.
Hold on. I'm getting a little confused at this point. What do you mean exactly? What I'm asking you is this.
What?
So, what you're dating?
Wait a minute. Don't laugh at me. I don't have no shit.
I'm about to cry.
I have not had a date.
That's a problem. You just said you were 41 years old.
I'm telling you.
As a 41-year-old woman, you can actually sit on this podcast tonight and say,
yes. I have not had a date.
You mean you haven't had the type of date that you want? The one that they call you and say, get dressed. Man, you haven't had that type of date.
No one has had
a regular date.
Right.
Oh, come on, let's go to the movie. Just me and you go to the movie. Oh, come on, let's go out to eat. Just me and you go out to eat. Oh, come on, let's just go ride. Let's go walk. Let's go sit at the beach. Y'all haven't even been to the beach or nothing.
No, you're not.
I haven't been
I'm
to
about to cry too.
Well, speaking of dating, tell us about an old dating relationship that you or somebody y'all messed up.
Messed up the date?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still okay. I'm gonna answer that, but that's just like
get off of me. I'm
sorry.
I'm serious.
Divorce,
I mean, get off of me.
Tell us about an old relationship that you messed up.
An old relationship that I met.
The relationship or the date?
The date.
Oh, date that I don't think I really messed up any dates. I think I have messed up dating with someone after I found out that I wasn't the only one dating them. It was me and a couple more people that was dating them.
What now?
It was me and a couple more people that was dating them. So I messed it up.
How?
Because I was the mouthy one, and I have a lot to say. And when I found out stuff, I exposed people. So I messed the little stain triangle up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, Sheeta Rock.
Yeah.
We gonna get you someone.
No, don't get me no back.
on a
Don't
date.
ever get no date. I don't want a little connection of people.
You need a date.
I don't.
You don't have no problem with it.
Don't nobody feel vulnerable for me.
You want me to go over the date?
I don't. Because I don't like this type of shit trying to get my people. This the whole thing is, I don't look at myself as like I feel sorry for myself.
Right.
I know I'm worthy. I know I am a good catch.
Right.
I know nothing is wrong with me, and and it's the words I use. I was always using the term as if I ain't no one out here. I ain't no fan about it. I'm trying to refrain from using those words. And I just feel like when it's real and it's when it's my season, it's gonna happen. I don't want anybody to probably gotta hook me up or have no love connection, because I believe that it's gonna happen one day. And one thing about it, when it do, I am a good catch. I am boom, bang. I know the red flags now. I mean, I've been on them. You ignore them because you like people, but I understand. If it ain't the same, and I'm just gonna concentrate on my podcast, my schoolwork, my kids, and I'm gonna still step out and do my happy hour and do me. And you know, it's gonna happen because I'm the shit. Go ahead.
I know that's right.
Well, what they say, time flies when you're having fun. I'm going to give y'all 2 more questions and then we're going to wrap it up. Our time is almost at its end. The first question, it's going to be a 2-part question actually. Do you feel like it's important to still date in your marriage? And do you feel like being equally yoked is important?
It's very important. That was another thing I forgot to hit on. Equally yoked was one of the things, and you both have to seek God, and you both have to be here and want the same things. And they were saying you have to have God in you.
You have to be the center of everything.
Yes. And so that was one of the things I learned as far as courting too, and going to the next level for marriage. You have to be equally yoked. You have to both believe in God and want to learn. You know, they had one couple say they read this book and then they discussed it with each other. So part of the equally yoked is very important.
So yeah, having some of the same values and morals and stuff like that, it does matter, because you know, different men feel like that they don't have to have this certain level of standards when a woman has you know, so it's all you should be equally. Also, you have to date during your marriage, because you have to keep love alive.
Right.
You got to keep it interesting and fun and making me want to fall in love with you more and more every day.
Right.
And I think that's what marriage is. I think a lot of divorces come because they want. I think that ring on their finger is just we're married. Yeah, we'll just grow old together. No.
After speaking with one of my coworkers, go ahead, Chantal.
Yeah. I think you do have to be equally yoked in order to be in any relationship, whether you're married or just dating or in a courtship. Because if not, then like Rob was saying earlier, you are wasting your time because you're wasting your time with someone that's not on the same page. But as far as dating in your marriage, yes, I think you still have to date in your marriage, and if you court in a courtship, you still have to date because you still have to like spend that time, have that quality time, do the little laughs, do the little jokes, and even a good idea of reading a book and discussing just little stuff. It's the little stuff. You still have to have that quality time.
And I say push up to my coworkers because they really helped me out. And one of the couples been married, I think she's at 36 years, if I'm mistaken. And she basically was saying that it's stages in a marriage. It's the part where you're really cold and then you actually get married. You have your kids. They get through school, and then the kids are all growing out. It's another stage. Then it's the stage to where you're older and you're not getting around as you used to. It's stages in the marriage, and it's also work, but it's different stages of a marriage.
I believe that.
And it sounds like work, but it sounds fun.
Right.
So I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. And again, I'd like to say thank y'all for tuning in. Share our podcast. Subscribe to YouTube. Make sure y'all check our sponsors out. We have Beloved Boutique. Again, this is one of the pretty dresses.
Yes.
It's like this is called a shirt type dress.
It's the balloon
Dress. It's beautiful. We also have the Speedy and Credit Repair. Mrs. Scott, hit her up. You're trying to get your credit right. Get your score up. She's good. If y'all have anything y'all like for us to advertise, let us know. Hit us up in the inbox, and we'll would love to shout you out. Don't forget we have some T-shirts. The tie-dye ones are $35. We have the hats. We get different color hats. The socks are $15. If I have
And
any
the
co
pictures.
yeah, if I have any co-workers up there, don't forget what I told you guys. I have something for you if you tuned in. You want people to make sure you say, hey, Officer Rogers, I'm here and I have something for you. This is something I want with my co-workers. Make sure y'all check our shirts out. Thank you again. Good night.
Good night.